we go.
We are live in the Drunk on Social. Cheers. My LaCroix. Just going non-alcoholic today.
I'm going light alcoholic.
Dan's going real alcohol. All right. So welcome. This is our very first Taking Shots on Social, which is going to be a live social media review of Dan Herbert's social media accounts, whichever one he chooses or ones that he chooses, where Tristan and I are really going to go deep on helping him kind of elevate, create more consistency, maybe divert or change some things to improve his social media presence. This is our very first one. We're going to be doing these probably once a month, maybe more often. If more people want to sit on that seat, we're happy to do it. But Dan, thank you for being the first victim, if you will, the first guinea pig. Welcome.
Trial by fire, baby. Trial by fire.
Welcome to the fire, baby.
That's right. So Dan, tell our audience who you are, where you're from, what brokerage you're with, and then we'll
Your
jump
social
in.
security number and your home address.
Bank account
All
number.
right. So social is 556. No. So my name is Dan. I'm in Sacramento, California. I'm with Big Block Realty, BBR. I've been a realtor for around seven years or so. And I guess my branding here in the area is 916 Real Estate Dude.
Awesome.
Oh, cool.
What are your favorite social platforms?
So I do the most interaction on Facebook because I understand it. I do Instagram because people tell me that I have to. So I still think I probably need to find the mental barrier to actually love it.
Okay.
And I have a very big interest in LinkedIn and I've grown that audience quite a bit. Now I need to learn what to do with it.
Awesome.
Ooh, I like that. Should we start on Facebook?
I think so, but let's start with, where do you feel like you struggle? And yes, we're going to show your accounts if applicable. But yeah, where do you feel like you struggle? Like why do you feel like you need this?
So I think I do know enough to know that none of this stuff works without it happening on a regular basis. And so I know whether or not it's keeping enough creativity or what my version of what has to be good enough to keep it going, because then you hit those mental blocks, or learning and figuring out what is actually resonating with the people that are on there so that I don't take the brand too far one way, right? I don't want to be in the middle, but you don't want to get too far out of the way. If that makes sense.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Tristan, let's start on Facebook. And so Dan, you sent us your personal page. You also have a business page?
I do.
And which one do you spend more time in? I assume your personal, but tell us.
Yeah. So, and I need to get back to that because I know I was originally, the business page was so that I could have an account platform to run ads, right? And unless there's some good retargeting, which I've let drop off over the last 3 or 4 months as well, I didn't really find the reason to keep that one going as much. And so now I'm trying to kind of shift that back a little bit and figure out the best way to kind of integrate the two, or at least make them work somewhat together, I guess.
All right. What have you noticed works for you in the past when you're posting to Facebook? Because then things shifted a little bit over the last few months.
So believe it or not, when I post something like super duper serious, it kind of draws doesn't do anything. When I post something like I reposted right above your scroll, my adjusting to COVID video.
Uh-huh.
When I do that stuff that seems like a little bit off the wall, it definitely seems to grab more engagement.
All right. This one didn't do too bad, dude. 40 likes on
but that was me being tagged.
That was Sunit.
That's not bad. You allowed that one to come in. I'm surprised you let Sunit into your Facebook page. It's crazy.
It took a while. I still have most of his emails going to my spam folder, but I did finally allow him to tag me on posts.
All right. Where are the videos though, bro? I remember you used to be doing these amazing videos like this one. What happened?
So that's what we're talking about. So I know on the business page, we'll probably find a bigger collab of the videos.
Okay. Is it under Dan Herbert or no?
type in Dan Herbert and it should pop up. Dan Herbert, and then hit pages. So I'm like pointing like you can see it. Go to the left to hit pages. Over there. There we go.
Thank you.
And it's right there.
There we go.
So I've got a comment on that right off the bat. So if you're telling us that you're posting more videos on your business page, why are you not multi-purposing them back to your personal page?
And it sounds like, I guess any answer that I would give there would sound pretty stupid because I'm also pretty straightforward as well.
There's no right or wrong answer. I'm just curious.
I guess it's probably having the habit, right? I mean, maybe it's a cross to figuring out, make sure that it's integrated properly, right? Trying to have enough non-RE stuff on the personal page so that I don't become completely boring on that end. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's true what you're saying, but at the same token, and I have this conversation with people all the time about social, is that the easiest thing to do is
that video was funny as hell.
This one.
Sorry, I get squirreled.
The easiest thing to do is to multi-purpose, and that's where I think a lot of people get in their own way. And that is when you're creating content like this, you create a caption on Facebook, for example. It's easy, of course, to share it to your personal page. Literally, click share, write a short caption, check this out, why they should check it out, move on, right? But you could take that same video, it's probably on your camera roll, and you could post that to LinkedIn. And it takes literally less than 30 seconds because you can copy and paste the same caption. You can do the same thing on Instagram. And so that's an easy shortcut that a lot of people this isn't rocket science. It's just a matter of having kind of that cognizance and maybe you put a Post-it note on your computer or you put a Post-it note on your mirror in your bathroom that reminds you, because I do it to myself all the time. But if you multi-purpose across the platforms, you're touching that many more people because, there's a lot of people that spend all their time on Facebook and a lot of people that spend all their time on IG and a lot of people that spend all their time on LinkedIn, and you will grow your reach just right there. It's that easy. Just take the content and multi-purpose it.
So am I overthinking by thinking that I have to have different content on the different platforms?
Initially, yes.
Yeah. Well, on LinkedIn, I wouldn't be posting personal stuff. That's just.
Oh, no, for sure. No. Yeah, no, I get that.
But yes, you're overthinking like the content we're talking about right now, which is your business content, that belongs on all of the platforms. Now, you're right. If that's all you're creating, you are going to probably lose engagement on your personal page, not followers, not friends, but you're going to lose engagement because it's going to become monotonous. The name of the game is to sprinkle in the business amongst your personal authentic content. And the authentic content is what keeps people engaging. It's what keeps them liking, commenting, sharing. And then because they do that, they go into your web within the algorithm. Now your business content by default is showing up on their feed more often, which is just a subliminal. It's just a game. It's a reminder. And so trying to find the shortcuts or the hacks. So you're not putting in 20 hours a week doing this. You're basically doing what you're already doing now. You're just multi-purposing it. So you might be taking a few extra minutes, but that's it. And that's the key here, because I get it. Like social media it can be a chore. It can be a job. And so you're trying to make it the most efficient as possible. I don't know if Tristan, you've got more to add to that.
Dude, I think you hit it right. I think one of the things that I see that you have, which is great, is you have content, and a lot of people don't have that content. So you already have an advantage. I think what you need to do is something along those lines. And here's, maybe you need this, Dan, but I find that a lot of people need something like this so that at least they have a better idea of what to do, right? So you have one piece of content right here, like my friends at Why Not, right? You have one piece of content right here. It could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes long, whatever, right? I think we can only post it to one place. But here's the beauty of it. I mean, look what they're doing. They're chunking this one down into like mini pieces. And then they're going into email, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. Then the other one from that same video, they're doing the exact same thing. And then they have a landing page if you want to get even further into that with some of the content that you can create that's educational, right? And then you could just go directly into this area as well and rip off things like quotes from that video, right? Throw it directly into YouTube, throw it directly into email. And I just think people don't really see the big picture when it comes to being able to do these things, because you think, oh, well, I created one piece. I'm going to throw it into, let's say, LinkedIn, right? And let's take a look at your LinkedIn really quick. Like, here's your LinkedIn, right? Here we go. There you are, Daniel. I just sent you a request to be your friend. So I can see your good stuff. All right. So I think one of the common misconceptions is you can't really cross promote here, like you were saying. But what Jeff's saying is like a lot of the content you have on your business page, you could totally put in here, man. And you don't even have to second guess it, just dump it in there. And the thing that I noticed that you weren't doing is that you're not tagging your friends or your family in some of this stuff. Like that could instantly get you 10 to 20 more likes and at least 5 comments more. Right.
So right. Anybody you see here, you know, up until about that 6 months ago, there was a lot more regular content that I was posting towards LinkedIn.
All right. Well, I do see that you at least are posting, which is great, right? But now you're going to have to start tagging some people, and you've got some good followers, right? 5,500. That's pretty good, right? Now you're going to have to start tagging and using hashtags, right? That's the key right there when it comes to LinkedIn. And if you have any articles, post them up there. All right, articles are pretty huge on LinkedIn. And let me check out your profile here. I can't see your profile, but one of the things you might want to look up is here. I'm going to just Google you, Dan Herbert, real estate. Let's do real estate. One of the coolest things about LinkedIn is that once you have that profile all set up, you see right here, it goes all the way to the top almost. It could be 1 or number 2, because that's how powerful LinkedIn is within the search engines. So that's why I always tell people, work on this section right here on LinkedIn. Oh, hold on. Where do we go? There we go. Work on this section, man. Make it as robust as possible, this whole thing, because that'll show up all over social. Anything you want to add to?
Yeah. I kind of want to say that also, Dan, it kind of depends. So the one thing that I think a lot of people lose sight of, or they lose focus, is that they want to see an immediate ROI. Like, I know, you know, your guys' brokerage, and I know that you guys do a lot of leads, and so there's a very easy and distinct ROI to track. And on social media, there's not, unless you're going to be running targeted ads. So when we're talking about branding, for example, and I can only speak from experience here, because even myself, I don't get a ton of engagement on LinkedIn because I don't have Sales Navigator. I don't have an upgraded account. Even Instagram, I've got a lot of followers, but not a ton of engagement. But I don't care. This is, and let me just preface this by saying, this is my opinion and my experience with it, but it does matter, but it doesn't necessarily matter, because my metric is my business growing? Am I continuing to have people reach out to me saying, I saw you on, I always see you, you're always in my feed? That's how I know I'm winning, because most of those bastards aren't spending any time engaging my stuff, which I want to be like, come on, dude, like right. Hit the button, right? But it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, I have a metric. It took time, but I have a metric, and the metric is my business is going like this. And that's what so many people miss out on, because they give up. Either A, they do what you do, which is what you told us is, I get in, I go full bore, and then I just, vacate for a while. And then I'm like, damn it, Dan, get back in, And so it's, you almost got to make that mental commitment.
And it literally could be based on even like what you're saying. I bet you there's no way I'm the only one with this thought process. Is we're used to having a measurable metric, right? We're used to knowing, okay, great, if this number of leads come in, I'm going to be able to get a conversation with this many. I'm going to meet this many. And if I meet this many, guess what? There's a sale, right? So then I think as that goes, like, wait a minute, I'm doing, but I'm not able to attract to here. Like,
You
forget
know,
to start doing it again and go
that's
somewhere
a,
else.
that's a really good comment. Dude, I think Jeff, you may have been on this conversation with us. I don't even know. I talk to you every freaking day. I don't even know. Jeff, you were in it probably. We were mentioning, Dan, that goes into the whole old school sales thinking that we've been just so bombarded with. And that's like, look, it's all about the numbers. It's a numbers game, right? And the whole world that we're in right now, guess what? It's not. It's not a numbers game, right? It's about picking a niche and going all in there. And I think you've got half of the things done. The other half, where I'm noticing, is if we go, and I'm going to pick Instagram because I think there's a massive opportunity with Instagram and just looking at your account. Okay. If I go into Instagram right now, you've got some pretty good
Wow.
followers,
Yeah.
right? That's really respectable, dude. Good job on that, right? And you've got some great content, right? Now, what I would do on top of this is, in order to, that's pretty good views, dude. In order to be able to get more likes and more love and a little bit of a larger following, what you need to do are two things, just from what I'm noticing. And Jeff, chime in at any time. Number one is, there's no little circle around this, which means that you're not doing stories, right? And if you're keeping up with what stories are doing, stories are changing the way that the world is working on social. Because number one, there's 1 billion stories done daily, right? Daily. And if you take it up another level, I know you don't want to hear this, but TikTok is all stories. That's all it is, right?
No, and wanting to hear is why I'm sitting in the hot seat, right?
Yeah.
And I think my I don't know if it's opinion on stories or whatever it is, so I would do them for a bit, but because I have no interest in watching people's stories,
Yeah.
I don't end up going back to stories.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's your confirmation
Yeah.
bias taking hold of you, which is like,
Yeah.
well, I don't do it. And look, I don't see anybody, I don't see myself doing it on anything. So of course you're going to see that. But look, you go into Instagram right here. This is my Instagram. You scroll through, these are all the people doing stories, right? You can go through and see their whole day and see how many, you dive into the insides of stories. You get to see how many people gravitate to this over the feed. Now, I'm not saying don't do the feed. I'm saying do the feed once a day and then go to stories. Treat stories like your story for the day. What are you doing in the morning? What are you doing in the afternoon? What are you doing in the end of the day? I mean, look at, follow Jeff and follow me, and you can see what we've been doing throughout. That's one. Stories is one. You need to do that throughout the day. Remember that.
So you recommend hitting that 3-4 times a day then?
100%.
Oh yeah, minimum here. It's going to sound a lot, but minimum 5 times a day. So like you and I are here.
Crawl before you walk, though, Dan. I mean, don't let it overwhelm you. Here's the one thing I would add to what Tristan is saying is stories are almost like a whole nother platform. And so remember how I said different people spend different time on different platforms? Well, some people only go to Facebook or Instagram for stories and don't do anything with feeds. And then other people spend all the time in the feed. And so the way I look at it is it's just another grouping of an audience that's touching my stuff. And clearly, if they're touching my stuff, they want it. They have to click through it. And so stories are actually the easiest. You don't have to think about it. You're sharing, you're vomiting your life. Remember what Facebook was like 5 to 10 years ago when people would post their meals and you're like, damn it, stop. I'm tired of seeing what you're eating for dinner. Well, that's what a story is. Like that's where you are allowed to post what you're eating for dinner or that you worked out today. It sounds so stupid and silly, but that's how you bring in the people who are your raving fans, who are the people who really want to get to know you. And that's where you share your family and you share the stuff that's going on. And you could go through your camera roll on a daily basis and probably find 3 to 5 posts easy.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. And here's how you get more engagement in all of the platforms. Okay. Here's the key. The key is, now this is my Instagram. So I'm going to be like, okay, well, it's Martha Stewart. Okay. But whatever. I'm going to go, I follow Martha Stewart. Okay. Damn it. I'm going to click a heart.
No judgment.
No judgment. Thank you. I'm going to comment. And, let's just pretend I watched this video. Wow. We have no snow in LA, right? I'm going to comment. I loved it. I commented. Good. She's taking comments. Some people don't. The next thing I'm going to do is, if she allows it, I'm going to private message Martha Stewart. And I'm going to be like, Martha, I loved it. I love your little vehicle, right? That was really badass, right? Then I would go to the next person. And this is part of the strategy, right? Like Tony Horton, actually, we've gone back and forth, so that's cool. I love it. Can you come and cook that at my house? Right. And then that's a comment. And then I'd go in and I'd private message Tony as well. But these are your friends, right? These are people that are going to be your friends. The thing that you're doing here, and she's an influencer here locally. We rented her a home. She makes 10K off of Instagram a month, which is pretty good, right? She's got a massive following. I love it. I don't even know where that, I think that's like in Thousand Oaks here. Commented, love it. And then I private message her, right? And then that's what you do. You continually do that throughout the day, not with a company, right?
Right.
But with people that are your friends or the Agent Collective, that's Jesse Zagorski and his group. And then you do that, dude, all throughout. You have a set time that you do that. And guess what happens? People all of a sudden start looking at your stuff a lot more, and they come and comment because you took the time to do three things. One, you liked it. It was easy, right? Next, you commented. And then the third one is really the deep engagement one, which is like, let's go to Jess. She's an author, right? I'd be like, cool pick, right? Cool pick. And then not only that, I go and I message her and I say, this is really cool. I love that van. Is that something you take around the whole United States, or what do you do with it? I just went in deeper, right? And she's going to be like, whoa, who is this? I haven't seen, oh, it's Tristan. I haven't seen you for a while. Let me go check you out. And if you're doing this, this sounds crazy, Dan, but if you're doing this 50 times a day, there's no way that your social media won't blow up, right? That's the key to this. But people, what they do is the same thing they do on Facebook. It's like, let's go to my Facebook, right? I go through and what do I do? Oh, I just, oh, that looks cool and I like it. Well, my social isn't loading. But once it did, I'd go through and I'd be like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. Like, and that's it, right? It has to be a lot deeper than that, Dan. And the cool thing is that, you know what? You have the content. So when people would come back, they'd be engaged, right?
Yeah, it's not as much the content for me. I know I come with blocks, but I guess like what you're saying, it's the delivery and multi-purposing.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay. So, I mean, so is it just when you say it's a block, it's more of, you just didn't realize that you should be doing that. Like you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to inundate my audience with the same stuff, because most people think, well, if they see my stuff on Facebook, they're also seeing it on Instagram. They're also seeing it on LinkedIn, which they're not.
Right.
Like those same people are not spending time on those platforms like we are.
Right.
Yeah, it's very true, man. And look, there's one thing.
Yeah. No, it's I guess realizing that it doesn't have to be different for each one. I can use what I got.
That's
it, man. That's it. And then look, I'll leave you with this part. And hopefully you're understanding some structure here, right? And the
Taking notes.
Perfect. Here's what Seth Godin says, and he applies this specifically for writer's block, right? You know Seth Godin, he's written a ton of books, right?
Yep.
Amazing marketer, probably the leading marketer out there in the whole world. So Seth Godin says this, he goes, look, there's no such thing as writer's block, right? So apply this to yourself for social media. There is no such thing as this shit. The problem is that we don't ever take the time to just go ahead and start it. right? Because I bet you anything, as soon as you started, you'd be like, oh, I posted it. And then you'd get used to it, right? You get used to creating that content on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on YouTube, Facebook, even TikTok, Dan. TikTok.
God, I'm trying to want to like that one, but yeah.
Once you understand, Dan, once you understand it, well, first of all, crawl before walk, do these things, like get accustomed to it. Then you'll really quickly realize, like I did for TikTok, it's not the platform, it's not the social platform I care about. It's the content creation piece. It's
Right.
what I can create within TikTok.
And then pull it out.
Correct. I post it everywhere. So I create business content in TikTok. I guarantee my TikTok followers, most of them, don't give a crap about that. I don't care because I use it on LinkedIn. I use it in Lab Code Agents. I use it over on IG. You know what I mean? And then the funny thing is, I do I'll run analytics on my IG engagement, my activity. And usually my top 10 performing posts over 30, 60, 6 months are like 5 to 7 or 8 out of 10 TikToks. Like that tells me my audience wants TikTok on IG. They want TikTok. And so it's like, okay, I'll keep giving it to them. I'm just going to keep creating the content. So, and admittedly, I don't even go live on Facebook or IG much anymore because I'm doing the same thing. I'm creating it in TikTok and just posting it back. Same concept, just doing it differently, which is forcing me to create that same message and condense it into 60 seconds or less because that's what TikTok requires, which is also cool.
Jeff said the exact same thing. And Jeff has been doing this for a while on the creating the content in one place and then posting it everywhere. And I was overthinking it, Dan, because I got TikTok a while back and I didn't do anything with it because I saw a whole bunch of teenagers dancing and doing stuff that I know I couldn't do. I wasn't funny and I can't dance, right? So I was like, Jeff brought me back to life on TikTok and I'm like, oh shit, okay, I'll give it a try. But then here's the cool thing. I'm going to share something with you that both Jeff and I do. All right. Just to show you. And then we'll cap it off with this. This is my TikTok, right? You can follow me and then I'll bring up Jeff's too. So you can follow Jeff. But you can see here, these are the videos that we make, right? I make these, right? I really got hooked on TikTok and I'll come back to that. I got hooked on TikTok when I got one video that got 648,000 views.
There's 1 million right there.
And then my 1 million one, right? Like I grew so fast. Here's the 680,000 and then the 1 million view, right? And I'm like, oh, this shit works, right? Holy crap. So I was like, okay, why don't I do this? Since I'm shooting video here and it's the easiest for me to shoot video on TikTok because the editor is insanely easy to use and amazing, right? I'm going to go ahead and grab it, right? I'm going to show you how I put it into Reels. This is Reels inside of Instagram, right? Now, sometimes they're low, but sometimes, look at this. Last week, I got 2,000 views on this one. This one over here had 12,000 views, right? This is like 2 weeks ago. And then I take it one step further. This is the exact same content, Dan. I'm like, you know what? I know that YouTube is looking to do shorts, right? Because they already announced it. And I'm just throwing them on here. You see this? 55, 47, 1 minute. And then I threw this one on there and this organically got 770 views because it was a DJI Pocket, right? You just have to have the right content. Just keep on putting it everywhere. So don't overthink it. People are like, well, I have the same, I don't want to place it over here because fuck it, just do it.
Yeah. And part of it's testing too on TikTok. I mean, if you go look at my stuff, I'm all over the map. That's not necessarily the right strategy for a strategy, but my strategy is I'm testing. I'm just testing. Right. And so it's just, there are some weekends that I do family stuff. Like last weekend, we went to this aquarium in Springfield, Missouri at a Bass Pro Shop. And I took a bunch of video and then went back later, put them into TikTok and edited them together to 3 or 4 different videos. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care. What the hell? Maybe one of them will catch viral. None of them did, by the way. But you just never know. And at very worst, it's good, authentic content. Now I'm going to share it back to my stories, share it back to, and you just have to shift your mindset. If you're really dedicated to this, which not everybody is, and that's okay. But if you are, you have to start with a shift of, I really just need to turn my camera around on my life. I need to stop overthinking. Do people care? Will I get made fun of by Sanit? Because don't worry about that. We'll make fun of him back. But actually, funny, I bring Sanit up. Sanit, he also goes in spurts. But, I noticed over the last year or two, Sanit really started sharing a lot more of his personal life. Yep. And that wasn't Sanit's style 2 or 3 years ago. But
that
now
wasn't
it's
his style 9 months ago.
And you see how it's kind of converted, because guess what? He's hanging around all of us and he sees us doing it. And he finally said, you know what? I got to do this. And that's important to do, man. It's extremely important. Because again, like I always tell people, no one opens up their Facebook or Instagram app thinking to themselves, I'm going to go see what home Dan Herbert's selling today. Or I want to go shop for homes on Facebook. No, they're not. They're going on there for mindless content. So give it to them. And then you'll show up more often on their feed.
That's it, man. That's it.
Thanks,
I hope we helped you out, buddy. Somewhat.
You did. I appreciate it.
I love it. All right, Dan. Well, I hope to see you on TikTok in the next 20 minutes.
48 hours.
20 minutes.
I got to go show houses next, so give me 24 hours.
Wait, why don't you do a TikTok while you're showing houses? What the hell? You already have a TikTok channel.
God damn it. Okay.
Dan's on TikTok. Dan, what's your TikTok handle? I'll follow you.
I have no idea.
I'll just find you, damn it. I know you're under Dan Herbert.
Or 916 something.
916 something. We'll look for you.
I still have TikTok. I got to relog in. So I think it's 916 real estate dude, probably.
916 real estate dude.
And that's a guess.
Don't worry. We'll find you, buddy. We'll find you.
Yeah, and again, Dan, don't. But at the same token, right. I wouldn't. Don't overcommit, because then you're going to overwhelm, and then you're going to do nothing. So really stick to just finding that consistency. Then the multi-purpose is number one. That's like your number one thing.
And actually, that's my first commitment to get to that piece, is to take what I'm already using over here, put it over there, and spend a few minutes a day at least. Trying to engage on someone else's crap.
That's it. Master one thing at a time, and then
I'll start there first.
Yeah, find a rhythm. Once you find that rhythm, then you reach back out to us and say, I found my rhythm, boys. I've been going. Where should I go next? Or you'll figure it out on your own. You just keep following Drunk on Social.
Deal.
Cool.
Love it, bro. Cool. Dan, that was pretty good, bro. Thanks for being
here. Thank you.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Thanks for being the guinea pig, brother. We appreciate you.
Yeah, my chair's on fire. No.
All right, now go show home. Stop wasting time.
Yeah, I gotta make money. Bye, guys.
Yeah, go make some money.